Okay, let's dive right into this explainer by looking at the ultimate equalizer we all share: time. It's kind of fascinating when you really stop and think about it. Every single one of us gets the exact same 24 hours, no more, no less. Today, we are unpacking a highly specific daily blueprint from a self-made billionaire. Now sure, this is a routine that completely transformed his wealth, but honestly, more importantly, it transformed his mind and his energy.
Which brings us to a really foundational question. If you and a billionaire both get the exact same seconds in a day, why are some people achieving massive, unbelievable success while others are just kind of still waiting for their lives to change? The source material we're looking at makes a really bold claim here. You don't need money, you don't need a fancy degree, and you don't even need people to believe in you to start. You literally just need a system.
Think about your typical morning. Most people wake up, immediately grab their phone, and just start drowning in notifications. Psychologically, they're starting their day entirely reactive. It puts their brain into this defensive mode, making them feel small compared to everyone else's highlight reel. But the alternative? Waking up and setting an intention. Not asking, hey, what do I want today? But rather, who do I want to become? That psychological shift alone, it's a total game changer, because it puts you right back in the driver's seat of your own attention.
So here is our roadmap for this explainer, tracking a literal 24-hour cycle. We're going to cover 1. The morning intention. 2. The workday focus. 3. The 30-minute learning superpower. 4. Properly restoring your energy. And finally, 5. Finishing with 3 transformative evening questions.
All right, let's jump into section 1. Morning, the power of intention.
Look, mornings aren't for lingering in bed. They are for active preparation. Before touching a screen, before looking at a single notification, the billionaire from our source, Jack, actually talks to himself. He says, "Jack, today is a new chance. Use it." It sounds so incredibly simple, right? But telling himself out loud that today will be better than yesterday sets an unbreakable trajectory for the rest of his day.
And here is absolutely the most important part of that habit. Setting an intention costs exactly $0 Think about that. It requires no outside resources, no wealthy investors, and no special tools to just wake up and decide to take control. It is an entirely free, 100% internal choice. Now, I found this next point really striking. You don't wake up and plan 20 different things. You pick one important thing. The source points out that most people don't fail because they're lazy. Actually, they fail because they're confused. They try to do absolutely everything all at once, spreading their energy so incredibly thin that they make zero meaningful progress on literally any front. Narrowing your focus to a single, high-leverage task is how you actually move the needle and build real momentum.
Moving on to section 2, work, the focus choice. There is this massive myth out there that you have to be the absolute smartest person in the room to succeed. But intelligence isn't the ultimate factor here. Focus is. Deep, uninterrupted work is what actually builds empires. When you lock in on a complex problem without breaking your attention, your brain actually rewires itself to process information faster. But, what do most people actually do? They work for 5 minutes, check their phone, and repeat. That constant context switching completely destroys your cognitive load. By 5 p.m., they feel completely exhausted, but no actual deep work was accomplished.
So, to combat that constant distraction, you have to identify your peak performance hours. We all have a biological prime time. Maybe that's 6 a.m. with a hot cup of coffee, or maybe it's midnight when the house is totally quiet. Whenever your brain is naturally sharpest, you must protect those hours like literal cash in a vault. Give your absolute highest energy time to your most important work, not your leftover tired hours when your willpower is completely drained.
Which brings us to section 3, learn, the 30-minute superpower.
This is the exact part of the day most people skip, which is precisely why they stay stuck in the exact same place year after year. The source uses this brilliant visual, the bicycle metaphor. If you're riding a bike and you stop pedaling, you don't just freeze perfectly in place, right? You lose your forward momentum, you lose your balance, and you fall. Life works the exact same way. If you stop learning, the world simply moves on without you. You've got to keep pedaling. The math on this is actually incredible when you break it down. Learning is completely free today. Podcasts, YouTube, the local library, you name it. If you dedicate just 30 minutes a day to learning something new, that compounds to 180 hours of focused growth in a single year. To put that into perspective, that's the equivalent of an entire free university semester, all while everyone else is just endlessly scrolling. It is a literal superpower available to everyone.
Okay, section 4, Rest, protecting your energy.
You obviously can't sprint all day long, but there is a massive difference between genuine recovery and habits that just cause faster burnout. Think about fake rest. That's sitting on the couch scrolling for 3 hours. Sure, your physical body is still, but your mind is racing, processing thousands of tiny micro-decisions and cheap dopamine hits. You aren't actually resting, you're just distracted. Real intentional rest looks completely different. It unplugs the brain. It's a walk outside. It's total silence. It's a good meal with someone you love, and it is deep, protective sleep.
Because here is the harsh reality. Time without energy is entirely empty. You can sit at your work desk for 8 straight hours, but if your internal battery is completely dead, absolutely nothing of value gets created. Protecting your sleep, eating well, moving your body, these aren't just fluffy self-care luxuries. They are the absolute foundational requirements of this blueprint to keep the machine running.
And finally, Section 5, Evening, 3 daily questions.
This whole routine culminates in a quick 5-minute window right before you go to sleep. Most people just pass out, forget the day entirely, and then wake up to make the exact same mistakes on a continuous loop. To break that automatic cycle, you have to become your own teacher by asking 3 honest questions every single night. Number 1, what did I do well today? Number 2, what did I not do well? And number 3, what will I do better tomorrow? It forces a mental audit. No expensive life coaches, no fancy apps, just you and 5 minutes of brutal honesty.
So why do those 5 little minutes matter so much? Because of the undeniable math of compounding. If those 3 questions help you reflect and improve by just 1% every single day, by the end of 1 year, you are mathematically 37 times better than when you started. 37 times. There's no magic here. It's just pure consistency. Let's wrap this up with the universal blueprint.
As we've seen in this explainer, the billionaire from our source started with no money, no connections, and countless failures. But adhering to this exact cycle changed everything. It works because it respects human biology and psychology. You wake up with intention to control your focus. You give your absolute best hours to deep work. You spend 30 minutes aggressively learning. You rest deeply to protect your energy reserves. And then you take 5 minutes to honestly reflect and adjust course. It is brilliantly simple and perfectly chronological.
The source material leaves us with this powerful reminder about perseverance. It says, "Today is hard, tomorrow is harder, but the day after tomorrow is beautiful." The secret is that most people quit on tomorrow. You have to refuse to give up. You have to keep pedaling that bicycle, trusting that the beautiful day is waiting right there on the other side of your consistency.
The best time to start isn't next Monday, or even tomorrow. It is right now. So I'll leave you with this one question to answer for yourself in this exact moment. What is your one important thing today? Now go